Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for jumping on here tonight on this beautiful Monday evening. I appreciate being given the opportunity to share with you the story of LifeVantage. It's amazing products, amazing company, made up of amazing people, and I get to give you the details on it. So I'm kind of excited about that. So in order for us to kind of give you the full visual, I'm going to share my screen and give you a couple slides to follow along with. So let's see. And here we go. Okay. So we're going to start, you guys, really by just kind of familiarizing yourself with who I am and why I've decided to jump on here tonight and share this information with you. My name is Lynette Cunningham. I've been with LifeVantage now for almost 10 years. Cannot even believe that that's the case, but it is. And when LifeVantage was introduced to me, it came through the message of a relative, a cousin that we have based out of Texas. We live in Florida. And she called me up and she was like, Lynette, there's something that you need to know about. I think it could be something big, and I'd like for you and Brandon to take a look at it. And my initial reaction to the information that was shared with me, she shared a video, and I was intrigued by what I saw, but I also kind of perceived that it was network marketing. And just being completely honest because I want to share my story in a heartfelt way. I kind of want to take you down my path of what I experienced. And my thought was, I think this is network marketing and I don't want anything to do with that. And the reason that was the case, you guys, I know now, is that I was uninformed as to what it was. But thankfully, I have a tremendous amount of respect for her. And when she asked me to look at it out of respect, I said, okay. And what I found was a pretty significant product that I wanted to know more about. And I remember asking my husband to take a look at this with me because we had run all of our businesses together. When this was introduced to us, we had 5 corporations. 3 of them were related to investment real estate. 2 of them were related to interior restoration of automobiles. And my kids were 2 and 4. Like, we were busy people, right? And then this comes along. And I wanted him to look at it with me because something was intriguing and I wanted to know more. But since we'd always run our businesses together, I wanted him to know more with me, right? I wanted to make a decision together because that's how we always did things. And he really wasn't making the time to learn about it with me. And here's the deal. His story is that it was 2009. Our businesses were being affected by the financial crisis that was occurring at that time. He was being forced to work harder and longer hours than he had before. He was able to, fortunately, bring in the same amount of money, but it was taking a whole lot more from him, and he wasn't happy about it. And I had poor timing in asking him to get on a phone call where we could learn more. I chose to ask him about this again right as he walked in the door from work. My bad. I wasn't thinking. It was just on my mind. He walked in. I was like, hey, when are we going to get on the phone with your cousin and the person that's going to tell us more about this business? And he's like, Lynette, what more do you want from me? You see all that I'm doing. You see what time I'm leaving in the morning. You see what time I get home. And, what more can I give? And I said, well, Brandon, if you don't change anything, what's going to change? And he said, okay, I'll listen. And we scheduled a time to get on a 3-way phone call where we could learn more about what this was, not having any idea that it was something we were going to be interested in. I just wanted to know more. The other part of my story, you guys, is that I lost my father in a car accident when he was 51 years old. My mother had always been a stay-at-home mom, housewife. And when that tragedy hit our family, instead of just being focused on the grieving process, my mother was also faced with a scenario of realizing that she was going to have to begin to earn money another way because my father was a general contractor. She couldn't go out and do that. And he was no longer going to be available to trade his time for money. And what I recognized is that my situation was no different. Although Brandon and I ran our businesses together, I did the books on our businesses. So if anything ever happened to him, I had no books to do, right? So I was in the same situation. And I saw LifeVantage as a possibility, just a possibility, that it could get Brandon out of a situation that he wasn't happy in. I mean, when you're self-employed and making good money, how do you change that? What direction do you go? Your hands are tied. So I saw it as a possibility of getting him out of that situation and a possibility of saving me from being in a situation similar to my mom because we were in the same setup, right? And so we decided to learn more about LifeVantage, and what we learned was pretty significant. And I'm just being straight with you guys. I was highly skeptical. I had never done network marketing before. I never wanted to do it before. I was very uninformed as to what it was. But something in my gut told me this could be big. It was breakthrough technology, in my opinion. And you guys are familiar with other technologies that were new to market and have made a major splash. I mean, think about Amazon. Think about Facebook and Uber. I mean, just go back 10 years. And if you're in a room full of people and you say, hey, how many of you utilized those businesses 10 years ago? You might get a couple hands. But if you ask them, well, how many of you utilize it today? Chances are every hand in the room goes up. It was a breakthrough technology, right? And I saw our flagship product that LifeVantage represents, ProTandem, as being a breakthrough technology, a new technology. And my gut said, learn more, act now, do something. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the product. I'm going to let the video do a lot of the heavy lifting for me. But for the most part, you guys, I was told that this product lowers oxidative stress. I didn't know what that was. So this analogy helped me a lot. When you cut open an apple or you bite into an apple and you leave it on the counter for a couple hours, what happens? It browns, just like in this picture, like you visually see the oxidative stress happening to the apple. Well, the same thing happens on a cellular level in our bodies. And the way that we have known to control that up until the point of learning of ProTandem is to take antioxidants. Why? Because antioxidants eradicate free radicals on a one-to-one basis. So when you swallow an antioxidant, it eradicates a free radical. That's fantastic. I knew I was supposed to take antioxidants. I didn't know why. This is the reason why. Why do you want to eradicate free radicals? Because it leads to oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is linked to virtually any disease state that you can think of. So you want to start with the problem, right? Let's get rid of the free radicals that lead to the oxidative stress that causes the diseases. Okay, the problem is you can only ingest so many antioxidants before your body rids itself of it. Our bodies produce millions and millions of free radicals on a daily basis. You cannot ingest enough antioxidants to really put much of a dent in that situation. It's kind of like a raging house fire. Like our body is a raging house fire. And you have a cup of water. That cup of water represents antioxidants. If you're looking at a fire, your inclination is to throw that cup of water on the fire. It's all you've got. It's the best you can do. You've got to do something. Could you say that you helped? Yeah. How beneficial was it? Not very, but it's all you had. And up until ProTandem, antioxidants is what we had. The difference with ProTandem is that it gets your body to produce its own antioxidant enzymes, eradicating free radicals on a 1 to 1 million basis per second. Huge. It's more like bringing in a fire hose for that house fire, okay? Because our bodies are equipped to heal itself. Our bodies are amazing machines, right? It's kind of like this room right here. There's wires that go through the wall, but until I walk in the room and turn the light on, it's dark in here. Our bodies are wired to produce their own antioxidant enzymes. The problem is that as we age, that production begins to decrease. When we swallow Protandim Nrf2, it like turns it back on, kind of like that light switch. That's powerful. What I'd like to do now is share with you a video that explains in further scientific detail how it actually works. So join me in watching this.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? It sounds too good to be true.
Free radicals are a natural result of your body's metabolic processes. Under normal circumstances, your body also produces antioxidants, which neutralize free radicals and limit the damage they can do to your cells. It's a bit like having a factory in your cells that produces enough antioxidants to keep the free radicals under control. But exposure to X-rays, ozone, cigarette smoke, inflammation, air pollution, industrial chemicals, and even exercise can overwhelm the body's natural responses to free radicals, allowing them to wreak havoc on your cells and your health. Over time, the damage to your cells and DNA turns off the power in the cell's factory, reducing our ability to create antioxidants and leaving us vulnerable to premature aging and health concerns. Fortunately, science has given us the ability to turn the power back on. One recent peer-reviewed study from Washington State University calls Nrf2 activation one of the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthroughs in the history of medicine.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life.
It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Can we scoop? Yeah, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body.
Leading to disease.
Leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
which if extrapolated back is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease.
Yes.
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
I don't know about you guys, but that information was powerful for me, enough for me to say, this is something that I want to take. Let me just remind you, it lowers oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. Oxidative stress is linked to virtually any disease you can think of. If you can do something proactive to help the problem, not the symptom of the problem, but the problem, doesn't it make sense to do so? Especially when we're talking about a product that's comprised of 5 plants. 5 plants? That's like, to me, I knew this is a product I'm going to take. This is a product I'm going to tell my family to take. It's a product I'm going to tell my friends to take, just like I would anything else of significance. Look at some of the people who have done research on this product. When I got involved in 2009, there were 3 studies done. Now there's over 20. And it's done by these different universities, American Heart Association. I mean, look at the credibility that goes behind the science of this product. For me, I'm like, is this a product I'm going to feel good about representing? Yes, I can check that off on my list. Here's the beautiful thing. They took the science and significance of Protandim Nerf 2 and created other products. You've got the Protandim Nerf 1, the ProBio, the Omega, the Vitality Stack. Right here at the bottom of the screen is something I take on a daily basis to biohack my health. You guys, people are using nutrigenomics every day in their life, maybe not even realizing what they're doing, not realizing the term, just like I didn't realize why I was taking antioxidants, but they're biohacking by trying to eat better, by trying to eat organic and utilize plants and herbs to help their body. That's what we're doing on a much grander scale here at LifeVantage. These are more products that the company created: a weight management system, healthy energy, Protandim for dogs, and then a skincare line. Now here's the beautiful thing. Protandim Nerve 2, the science shows that it's effective in our bodies. We don't always see how effective it is, but some of these other products, you can visually see how effective they are. Check out this skin right here, you guys. And I'm going to tell you personally, I suffered with some skin allergies on my fingers. Those allergies, I've not seen it in, I can't even tell you how many years. It's non-existent anymore. Every winter I had an issue that I no longer have since I've been biohacking my health with Protandim Nerve 2, True Science, and the other product lines that we represent. Here's before and after of a 9-year-old who started benefiting from Protandim and Axio. Axio is what I refer to as the healthy energy. It also helps with mental clarity and focus. This 9-year-old benefited through plants. You guys, we're not talking about drugs with a long list of side effects and reactions. I mean, we're talking about plants. Examples of the weight management system. And we call it a weight management system, not a weight loss system, because it's a healthy way to live our life. It's maintaining a healthy weight and healthy insides. That's what we're doing at LifeVantage. This study reiterates the significance of what we have in saying that Protandim has been proven to extend the lifespan in male mice 7%. You guys, products have been studied for years with the attempt of extending lifespan with zero success. The study shows that Protandim was effective in doing that. So for me, the next question I had is, okay, I'm good with the product. What about the company? Like, I've spent my lifetime building my name. I don't want to attach my name to a company that I'm not comfortable being attached to. Like, I don't want to be with a fly-by-night company and tell my friends about something and then they're gone the next day. This is a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. For me, that gave me a backbone in saying, okay, I can do this. Now remember, there were only 3 studies at the time. Now there's over 20. But having a publicly traded company helped me feel more confident in sharing this information with other people. I also love that our corporate staff is made up of people who have tremendous experience in the profession and are good people. Like, I can look them in the eye and know they've got my best interest at heart. That mattered to me. That's something I needed to know before I could move forward. These are some of the countries that we're open for business in. We're growing constantly. There's new markets coming in on the regular basis. We just launched Spain, which was just last month, continually adding more and more countries to the people who are going to be benefiting from LifeVantage products. The next thing I needed to know is there a system I can plug into? I've never done this before. I don't know what I'm doing. Is it something I can do? And you guys, the company put together for us an app to help making it easy, help make it easy to share the information for someone to order the product. It's just like going online and ordering anything else. It's super, super simple. But not only that, it's really as simple as when you go to a restaurant and you love it, don't you have a tendency to tell some of your friends who live in the same area, hey, you got to go check this place out. It's amazing. That's exactly how we share this business. When Brandon's cousin called and asked me to take a look at this, she invited me to a tool. That was a video. From the tool, she connected me to someone on the team who could tell me more about the business. We call it ITT, Invite Tool Team. That's exactly what she did for me. She invited me to the tool, which was a video. I watched the video. I then got on a 3-way call and learned more about this business and got my questions answered. So guess what? When I got in the business, I did the same thing. ITT, it's that simple. And there's many, many different tools, many, many different ways to share from the team, just like this right here, this webinar tonight from the comfort of your own home. There's lots of different ways available, which when you make the decision to join us, we can certainly lay out for you and will lay out for you, because that's how our system works. It's a that word gets me every time, duplicable system that anyone can follow. Now, in getting started, some of the questions you have, or that I had, was, okay, so what do I do to get started? Well, you pick a pack that's right for you. We have 3 packs: silver, gold, and platinum. You'll notice here on the screen that the gold and platinum packs are highlighted. Basically, the difference is the amount of product that's in the pack, which relates to the price. The price, the bigger the pack, the better the savings, because you're getting more product for a better value. I'm going to tell you, when I enrolled on the platinum pack. You guys, it's kind of like opening a business. You want to be able to say that you've tried the products yourself. You're building your own story. You also want to have them on hand to start sharing it with other people and start building your business. So the platinum pack is how I got involved. Now, how do you make your money back? That's something people want to know. Like, okay, typically people don't have, for the platinum pack, $1,250. People don't usually have that laying around. So how do you get your ROI, your return on investment, right away? When you enroll someone else the same way that you enrolled, you receive 40% of that amount of money the very next week. So with 3 enrollments, you can have your return on investment back, and it's paid out the very next week, so that you can get your money back right away and put it back wherever it was meant to be, so that it doesn't affect you financially, and then start growing a business that's going to pay you for years to come. Now, instead of going through all these different forms of compensation, which for me was a little bit overwhelming when I got started, I'm going to explain our compensation to you the exact same way it was explained to me, because it made sense, okay? It's this simple. In order to maximize the compensation plan, you commit to 200 points in volume or products from the company, okay? Now, basically, you determine what products you want coming to your house. I told you I take the Vitality Stack every day. I mean, honestly, I use every single one of our products every day. But nonetheless, you determine which of the products you want to come to your house. If it falls underneath 200 points, maybe just the Vitality Stack is coming to your house. Well, then the remaining points can be made up from your customers, okay? So you don't have to have all 200 coming to your house, but that is how you're going to maximize the compensation plan. So comprised of you and your customers. So for the sake of this example, let's say this is an example of our unilevel commissions, okay? It pays out 9 levels deep. For the sake of this example, we've only showed the first 4 levels and the percentage that you make at the first 4 levels, okay? If you enroll 5 people who see this the way that you see it, they want to become healthier, they want to make a little extra money, they say, yes, I want to do this, they also commit to the 200 points. Your monthly check is $20 a month. Now, if you're like me, you're like, so what? Like, that's not worth my time. I get it. So stay with me. Just follow me. If those 5 people duplicate your behavior, and if you now have 25 people with 200 points in product going to their homes, your check is $250 plus the $20 a month. Okay, that's better, right? One more level of duplication. Those 25 people get 5. You have 125 people with 200 points in product being shipped. Your check is $2,250 plus the $250 plus the $20. Is that more impactful? That's $30,000 a year. That starts to make a difference in your life, wouldn't you say? Doesn't that give you some more choices of what you do on a daily basis? Now, one more level, 125 people get 5 people. That's 625 people with 200 points in product being shipped. We don't get paid unless product's shipped, right? You now have $6,250 a month plus the $2,250 plus the $250 plus the $20. That's $100,000 a year. What? What That's what I'm talking about, you guys. That is leveraged income. Why do I say leveraged income? Because you only got 5. You did not get 625. You got 5, and the leverage of those 5 people created 625 people. This is just for the sake of example of what happens with the duplication model of 5. And just being honest with you, the reason I stop at the 4th level is that when this compensation plan was spelled out for me, they went to the 9th level. And the dollar amounts got so large that I thought, there's no way. Nobody makes that kind of money. And at the time, we didn't have an income disclosure statement to tell me otherwise. So in my mind, I just kind of checked out after that 4th level. So I tend to kind of stop there when I share it with people. But what we have today that we didn't have then is this. It's the income disclosure statement, publicly traded company, right? We can't put something in writing that's not factual. Look at the average monthly income being earned by people in our company according to the different ranks. Look at that list, go down that right column, the monthly average, and ask yourself, at what rank does it make this worth my time? And only you can determine that. For some, they're just looking for an extra couple $100 a month, right? They just need one bill taken care of, and that they're good. That's all they need. People like me, I was looking to replace our personally owned businesses that my husband hated, that I couldn't do if anything happened to him. I can do this. Anyone can do this. It doesn't take a special skill. So at what rank does this make it worth your while? That's the question you have to ask yourself. And then I'd encourage you to share that with the person who invited you to this information, and let them explain to you what it would take to make that happen. Because this is changing people's lives, and it has the ability to do the very same thing for you. So let's go back to the thought of a new technology. You guys, I'm just going to go out there on a limb and say that when these companies came about, that as it was more of a vision than, what it is today, I would wager to say that they went to some of their friends and family and said, listen, this is what we've got. This is what we expect it to do. Would you like to get in on it while it's ground floor? And I would wager to say that there were some people who said, no, I'm not seeing the vision. Or, I don't have the money. Or I don't have time. I just don't have time. What do you think their thoughts are today? Do you think that if they were given the option to go back in time, that they would see the vision, that they would find the money, that they would find the time? I would wager to say, yes, all day, every day. That would be the choice they'd make. You guys have learned about a new technology tonight. It's changing people's lives. It has the same ability to change your life. So the next question is what are you going to do? Are you going to get started? If you see the value in the products the way that we see the value, then get with the person who shared this with you and start taking the products. Start biohacking your health. Be proactive in helping deal with the issue, not the symptom, right? At the very least, start on the products. Now, if you see the vision, if you see the business the way that we do, then get yourself an ID number so that the company knows where to send a check. It's that simple. And here's the next thing you do. You go out and you share the information with a video. And then you invite the people that you shared the video with to join next Monday's webinar, where somebody else will share the story for you. You don't have to go out and get an education overnight. It's a simple system. And it's even simpler than that. Get with the person who shared this with you and let them explain how you get started. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I hope that I've been able to express this to you in a way that makes sense. Do not delay in getting whatever questions you need answered so that you can move on this. It's way too big to miss out on. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful evening.